Okay. At this time, Chris and Leo can pose questions to each other. Either team can start.
All right. Do you believe that homeschool students have equal social opportunities as public school students?
Yeah, well, no, not really.
All right. Well, did you know that homeschool kids can try out for school sports teams, participate in school extracurricular activities, play club sports, community service, attend seminars, to talk to other homeschool students, and talk to other homeschool students while they're being schooled at home during the day? They can join Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, church, go to the mall, and do whatever else they want in their free time. And that they also have more free time to do this because they spend less time learning, so they have more time to spend socializing.
I am partially aware of this, but may I ask you, do you really think it's fair that a child can experience all the benefits of a public school without actually having to attend it and experience the bad parts of it?
It is fair because their parents pay school district taxes the same as everyone else's parents. So they should have the same rights as someone that goes there because they're both paying the same money to the school.
It goes beyond money. It goes beyond, like, just morally.
I believe they should because most of the reasons, about 12% of students that are homeschooled because their public school does not offer a sufficient education.
You got a bad one on every bunch. I believe you said that you couldn't focus on things you had trouble with because you were public school, correct?
Yes.
What about a tutor? There are free tutors in this school. You can, if you need math help, there's one right downstairs. It's in the hall below this one. I think you go to one of those.
I said at a very early age, though. I wasn't in the high school at an early age. I was in elementary school.
Do you think this is the only school that has tutors?
No, but in the elementary school, I did not have access to a free tutor, and we could not afford to pay a tutor to come and teach me math.
If your teacher was half decent, they would have been more than willing to help you. And most public school teachers are enthusiastic. Take Miss Mickey, for example. Very enthusiastic about keeping their kids up to date.
But all public school teachers do have to be certified, but not all of them are as good as Miss Mickey, for example. Have you ever had Mr. Rivasek?
I had him last year.
Yeah.
Actually,
certification doesn't necessarily make you a good teacher.
Okay, I'll accept that. Now, I believe, what math are you in right now?
I'm in honors algebra 2.
You're in my class, I think, right?
I have a second.
Okay.
And time's up. All right, we'll have to continue that crossfire later. Now, at this time, it goes back to the pro team. So I would suggest that Chris talk to his partner, Taylor, for about 30 seconds. And Chris can deliver an impromptu type of speech since your partner is not here. Okay, time's up.
Now, you said that when a child is homeschooled, they have more chance for socialization because they're learning less. Do you think that learning less is actually a good thing? And I don't know if you said this, you might have read it in a different paper, but people believe that being homeschooled gives a child more freedom to express themselves and to follow what they want to do. Well, can a parent really teach some of the things that a child would want to do? I mean, there are so many electives in a place like this, so many different options you can go to. Could a parent teach you shop class, or a computer class, or an art class, and how many other dozens of electives there are. Public school is not necessarily a bad education. Public school challenges you to do the best you can do. AP classes, honors classes, and it challenges you to compete against other students to prove that you are good at what you do instead of just competing against yourself. Really, there's no competition like that. There's nothing to compare yourself to actually know if you're good. I don't really have anything else.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this time goes to the content. Content, would you like any prep time?
No.
Okay.
All right. Well, when you said that that you don't have the benefits of going to all the courses, like the elective courses, actually Tony has the opportunity to go to the NA woodshop and take manufacturing course if he really wants to. And then you also said they are learning less. What he means, they're not learning less, they're just learning the same amount in less time because homeschooling takes out the busy work that public schooling makes you do. Okay. An education isn't how much you know, or even how much you've committed to memory. It's being able to differentiate between what you know and what you know. This quote was said by Anatole France, French novelist, who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1921. In very few words, this quote expresses the idea of homeschooling very well. The idea behind homeschooling is that children are free to learn within the boundaries of curriculum, but at their own will, thus showing superior test scores. Bill and I believe homeschooling is superior to public schooling because there's little to no peer pressure or pressure from peers to fit in, and your race, social class, household income, or certification for teaching doesn't make a difference in getting the best education possible. Think for a second the main reason why public school kids do drugs, drink, or change their image in a negative way. The pressure that kids face every day at public schools to fit in causes these problems. The only way for some kids to fit in is to follow trends. Walt Mueller, author of the book Understanding Today's Youth Culture, claims, the ugly reality is that peer pressure reaches its greatest intensity at just the age when kids tend to be the most insensitive and cruel. Homeschooled kids, however, are allowed to socialize in their own ways without ridicule. This allows homeschoolers to become their own person and feel more confident about themselves, building self-esteem. After Brian D. Ray completed his study of the Vineland Adaptive Behavior Scales, he concluded 59% of homeschooled adults for at least 7 years were happy in life, while 27.6% of the general public were happy in life. Now you may think that no exposure to these difficult situations in the real world, they will be unprepared for them. This is where the parents play a crucial role in the homeschooler's development as a person. Since the parents are always around their kids, teaching them and spending time with them during school hours, they know their kids very well. This time spent by the parents every day is a new chance to teach the kids about the dangers of peer pressures. Public school kids, on the other hand, are at school away from home most of the day, and they don't have time for their parents to tell them about these situations. Homeschoolers can also be exposed to these situations when they are ready because they can attend public school extracurricular activities, apply and work at a job, and socialize with other kids. After talking to a local homeschooler, Tony Buffalini, he had this to say about peer pressures. There's little peer pressure, and if I expose to it, I'll be able to handle it accordingly. In addition to having better self-esteem, homeschooling also costs less, and regardless of your race or household income, you can still get a great education at home. Did you know that on the SATs in 1997, on average, public school Caucasians scored in the 58th percentile, while African Americans and Hispanics scored in the 28th? Homeschoolers, however, on the same test, all racial groups scored on the average in the 87th percentile. On the same line, homeschooling costs a lot less and generates much better testing scores. In a 1998 study of over 20,000 students, Dr. Lawrence Redner had this to say about homeschooling success on tests. Parents that spend $199 or less, kids score in the 80th percentile. The same is true of kids that spend $400 to $599, but only parents that spend $600 get slightly better scores, ranging in the 83rd percentile. A Galloway-Sutton study done also suggests that household income does not affect homeschoolers' ability to study. Considering the amount to educate on average, a homeschooled child is quoted at around $450. Obviously, income and racial status...
Sorry, time's up. Okay, at this time we have crossfire between Marcus and Chris.
Yeah.
And would the other team like press time? Con team, would you like press time?
Sure.
Pro team,
Oh,
please.
pro team, yeah, I'll
Okay.
go second.
Okay, take 30 seconds.